Good evening. As I start my year as president of the NLMA, I'm aware of how difficult it is to predict the future. Little did I expect in 2009, when I became president-elect, that I would become president with negotiations still ongoing with government. I really hope that before this time next year, and I like to promise you that before this time next year, I'll be able to say we have finally reached a deal. Okay. I've already thanked Brendan Lewis. I would also like to thank our board of directors and the doctors and all the committees for their efforts and commitment to improving the practice of medicine in this province. I look forward to collaborating even more closely with the staff at the NLMA, who have worked incredibly hard this year, and especially our executive director, Rob Ritter. Rob, thank you for your wisdom, your energy, and your devotion. Thank you for your strategizing skills, your political talents, and your insight into our lives. I know physicians of this province greatly appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Obviously, our #1 priority for the coming year will be to bring the current negotiations to a successful conclusion. A fair and competitive contract is vital to ensure we entice new physicians to come here and then keep them in our ranks. The mantra of recruitment and retention was mentioned over and over again when we started planning for these negotiations 18 months ago. Later this month, I will be giving an orientation speech to the new medical and surgical residents as they start their programs. I will be encouraging them to remain in the province once they have completed their training, and I had hoped to be able to do so with an attractive, improved contract. If the government is serious about recruiting new physicians, then we need to be able to compete with the rest of Atlantic Canada. While my priority for the coming year will be concluding negotiations, there are two additional issues which, for me, will be significant. The first one is one I feel very passionate about: care of the elderly. Over the last 30 years, our population has aged faster than any other province in the country. The first baby boomers are now in their 60s. The next 10 years will see an increasing strain placed on our healthcare resources by those over 65. Any family physician will tell you that the care of our elderly patients is often time-consuming. There's a great demand for house calls, palliative care services, and family meetings, coupled with wide gaps in the availability of home care services to help individuals remain in their own homes. I also work in 2 nursing homes in St. John's. I worry about the capacity of the system to look after the approaching influx of seniors needing some form of institutional care. Facilities providing long-term care and support for seniors have traditionally had a more challenging task developing and maintaining a skilled workforce. Now we find everyone working in long-term care is aging as well, and there are simply not enough younger doctors and staff moving up to take our places. Perhaps selfishly, I wonder who will look after us. Informed discussions about long-term care and the concerns of seniors need to start now in order to identify the current service gaps and to recommend policy for decision makers. We cannot wait another 5 to 10 years when the problem will be even more overwhelming. As you know, the very successful and long-running Janeway Children's Telethon was held last week. Sadly, there is no similar event for our elderly to raise their profile and tell their stories. During my term as president, I will, therefore, be calling a provincial summit on the elderly to gather representatives from seniors clubs and volunteer groups, home care agencies, personal care homes and long-term care institutions, and all those involved in providing care. Hopefully, these groups will provide insight to assist our provincial government and society to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. More information about this summit will come in the fall. My second priority involves the NLMA itself. Once negotiations are finished, we plan to start an internal governance review to examine the operational structures and relationships within the NLMA, as well as ways to strengthen the role of board members. The whole purpose of this exercise is really about strengthening our association to better meet the anticipated needs of our members. In my year ahead as President, I look forward to engaging my colleagues throughout the province to find solutions to these and many other concerns facing the medical profession. I want to remind members that as we proceed in our efforts to reach a deal with government, it is vital that we do so in an atmosphere of solidarity and respect for one another. In providing care for the people of this province, we must remember that we are all interdependent. Since we are all a small group of physicians, and especially during controversial periods such as we are experiencing now, it is important that we not only stand firm, but stand united. I would like to close by thanking all of you for the confidence and trust you have placed in me. I particularly thank my partners and staff at Newfoundland Drive Family Practice for the accommodations they are already making to allow me to assume this new role. Finally, I thank my family who are here with me tonight for the support and encouragement which I know they will continue to provide through the challenges of the upcoming year. I look forward to the year ahead and pledge my best efforts to ensure the future success of our profession and ultimately the best possible medical care for the people of our province. Thank you. My third official duty is now to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Ann Doig for being present at our meetings today, and if she would come forward now we could present her with that gift. Kevin? This is almost as heavy as the chain.
Just like it down on one knee.
No. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's been, I think, a nice night. I was thinking as I saw Brendan removing the chain that how nice it is and how wonderful it is to receive a picture of yourself as a going away present. As past president, I know what the gift is. This is the end of the official part of our meeting. I will remind board members that at 0900 hours tomorrow morning, you have to be at NLMA House for a board meeting. And I thank you all very much for attending this evening, and have a nice rest of your night. This ends our entertainment.